We must bring the man himself inside of this show. Started in, Ecomm, college student, just winning on the web, finding his way, and then like just 1 foot forward in front of the other, built like one of the largest, like fastest growing email retention agencies that I know of. I think they've got like over 100 brands now. Guy's got he's got employees everywhere, 20 plus countries all over the world, growing, thriving, etc. And he's bringing sauce to us today. We must welcome inside of this show the one and only Max Sturtevant of Well Copy. Get in here, Max. Let's go. Get inside this show.
Ooh, yeehaw! What up, fellas?
Let's go,
wow. Max.
Yeehaw!
Max.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we hear
absolutely.
you great. We hear you
Amazing.
Max, you've got to just, I know you've told this story so many times, but just a little for us, for those who
Feel a
don't know.
taste,
Brother. Like I think you're all of like 23 now. Is that right,
Yeah.
man?
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
we just graduated college not too long ago. And brother, you have built an amazing business inside of our ecosystem that is helping brands all across the board, verticals, etc., win on subscription, campaigns, flows, all of the things. Brother, how did you get this thing going while you were in school? What did that look like?
Okay. So I was flipping sports cards in high school. That's what I was doing. That was my full-time thing. I was buying and selling. I was flipping because I was super bored during COVID, and then went off to college. I was flipping pieces of cardboard worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Just made me numb to money, online money, and then just seeing
Wow.
that like the world existed. Went off to college, and I had like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of sports cards. And I knew what I was going to be doing in college. I was going to be, in the dorm. People are going to be coming in and out. And I just couldn't have cards in my room. So I was like, all right, what is there? I knew what copywriting is. I knew what brands, what like eComm was. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's give copywriting a go. I'm a copywriter. Started just like copywriting, doing ads. I was just ripping Upwork and manual outreach. And naturally just had a couple brands. I was doing all sorts of different copywriting for them. Email was one of them. It's actually just like classic direct response was like the first one that really wanted me to do email. It was a machine that you zap your penis with, and it helps fix ED. I'm a 19-year-old in college, just writing about that, and that just got me in direct response. And then email, they're like, "Hey, we need an email marketer." I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." So I was in-house at a few different brands for about a year. In college, I was working just 10 to 12 hours a day, obsessed. And then started the agency 2023, just being like, I want to work with more brands, want to build a team. I want to be the best of the best. And so I ended up staying through college. By the time I graduated 2025, so this was May of last year. At that time, I had 70 employees, over 100 brands we're working with. And yeah, just continuing to grow. And so, yeah, that's been it.
Wow.
Max, I just want to also thank you again for selling me that zapper. I really appreciate it.
I'll send you the link. Use my affiliate code.
Please.
Actually, you can have my old device. I'm done with it.
Perfect. I would love for you to talk about your take on what you're doing with billing reminder emails, because you're cutting cancellations basically 25 to 50% right now, and I think it's insane what you're doing.
For sure, yeah. So what's great about working with over 100 brands and a ton of the fastest growing 8-9-figure subscription brands is we have a lot of data, and we are just test. And one of the biggest things that you can test is your order confirmations and billing reminders. If you're a subscription brand, a few days before somebody gets billed, it's like, hey, you're about to get billed. And that's a very scary sort of message. And so if you can optimize that, we can decrease those cancellations by, 25, 50% on that day, just by optimizing, having the right messaging. And so the typical sort of platform billing reminders like, hey, you're about to be charged. Here's a button for manage my subscription. But we got to change that framing, and it depends on how aggressive you want to be as a brand, but typically the best sort of layout is change the sort of framing to be around like, hey, get excited. Your next dose of strength or your next dose of bedroom vitality is coming. Get excited. And then you're going to show their dynamic product, and you're going to have a ton of social proof just all through the email. You're going to talk about timelines. For example, the first billing reminder, you're not going to promise, for example, like if you're a supplement like creatine, in our first billing reminder, I'm not going to say, hey, you should be feeling these results instantly. Like you probably feel like a new man. That's where our billing reminder comes into play here with our messaging, where you can properly frame people to increase retention by being like, hey, you're at just step 1. You're at just day 30. Most people see results 90 days in. So a lot of people will receive billing reminders and be like, I'm not seeing results, let me cancel. But if you can change the framing, hey, the next dose, like the next like the next sort of like phase is happening. You just finished the onboarding phase. Here's the timeline of your results. Get excited. Here are all the benefits that you're getting. You're also getting this free gift in your next order. Here are testimonials from customers who have seen so much success. And all the way at the bottom of the email, that's where we can have them adjust their subscription if they want
There
to.
we go.
That's the
There
key
you go.
is like get that manage my subscription button right out of their face, because if you put it in somebody's face, people are monkeys. If you put a button in their face, they're going to click it. And so
Yeah.
before they get the chance to adjust, let's load up on social proof, set proper expectations. And then if you want to edit, of course you can. Super simple right here. You can adjust your subscription. If you need a delay, that's completely fine. And then they can go adjust from there. So that's really just make it longer, change the framing, and load up on social proof and any other information reminded the benefits. And then that alone can really decrease your cancellations 25 to 50%. If we really want to get nerdy and technical, a really good way to optimize your billing reminder is by changing the goal of it. Most billing reminders is you just tell the customer of, hey, you're about to get rebilled. You should stay on your subscription. So then the customer receives that email, and the two decisions in their head is, do I stay or do I cancel? What if we can change that where it's a win-win for us? What if we change it in our billing reminder, instead of being like, hey, you're about to get rebilled, it's, hey, your rebill's coming in. Do you want to upgrade to subscription for this massive discount and save $30? And so then the whole framing of it is upgrade to subscription or upgrade to quarterly or stay. And so then the question in the customer's mind when they're presented into this email is not, do I stay or do I go? It's, do I upgrade to quarterly or do I just stay with monthly?
Yeah.
That alone is the best sauce that I've been able to see billing reminders.
Wow.
Oh, that's good, Max.
Max, the framing master right here. This guy's unbelievable.
That is
It's coffee, bro.
great.
It's coffee.
That's fire.
Great.
That's
Now,
fire.
let me just ask this. Okay, this is a two-part question. Number one, how much caffeine have you taken in this morning?
You don't
because
wanna know
you
my-
are spitting fire right now. Are you
Gas.
like
Spitting
keyed up?
bars?
Brother, I am at this point, half of my bloodstream is white Monster energy. Like
think
it's just
so.
it's bad.
I think so. I'm a Lonnie new right now.
There you
These
go.
are on sale at Costco, and the
go.
flavors are incredible.
I hate to
number-
say it, but that's my girlfriend's favorite drink.
Oh wow!
Let's go.
Wow.
Hey, that's good. That's good.
that was a low
brutal.
blow.
It's brutal, but it's
Max.
fine.
Sorry.
Tell me this. I have been an email, marketer, operator. I built a system at this old agency where we were expanding into email, blah, 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 all this stuff. Here's the frustrating part for me. Everything that you just described takes very intense focus, specificity, testing. And I just have to say, sometimes my own experience here, man, email can be kind of boring. That's what I feel like. Okay. That's what I feel like. And everything that you just described takes a lot of focusing on minutia. Hey, let's change this. Let's reword that. Let's move this up here. Let's move the button down. Let's how do you stay? I mean, is this just you just like that. You just stay keyed in and focused. You like testing that, or how do you do that? Because to me, email, I just oh gosh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I live and
that.
breathe this. I fully get it. And that's why probably the most popular agency is like a email and SMS agency, because no brand owner wants to every brand owner likes to be involved in their ads and they want to have a say with their ads, but nobody wants to deal with the email. So it's let me offload this to the freaks like me who are obsessed with this shit. And so I'm not the one who's, I'm not the one editing these emails and doing all this sort of stuff. I have a team of 100 plus. We work with tons of different e-com subscription brands. And so what I just see, and we have a culture of just insane testing, minimally contractually guaranteed. We're doing 6 to 10 A/B tests, high impact A/B tests, not subject line A/B tests. We also have that in contract. We're not just doing agencies where it's just you bullshit A/B test subject lines. It's true, real incremental A/B tests, 6 to 10 per month. And so you roll that out across 100 plus brands. How many A/B tests are we doing every single week, every single month? And then we have a channel inside our company where if you have a statistically significant A/B test, you post it into the channel. So all this stuff, I'm just passing along what my team is doing. I'm just the beacon into the world. And so that's it's not me. It's my team who's just obsessed with it. They live and breathe this stuff. We just have a super strong culture of testing, and being tactical as fuck and high impact sort of stuff. Most people, A/B testing a billing reminder, it's let me adjust the movement. What about a big swing? We changed the whole framing of it.
Yeah.
What about offer testing? That's where our biggest breakthroughs have been. And so I love that shit. I love making brands more money. I love when brands, are able to do that. And so I think that's probably the most exciting thing that I'm able to do. Like, I'm not addicted to, I wouldn't say I'm addicted to email. Like, email's boring as fuck, but the
It is.
dopamine hit that you get from a successful A/B test, and you can send that over to the client and be like, look at what we just did. That is the shit that I'm chasing, where it's a drug.
Yeah.
And that's the shit that I love. And so that's why we have such a big culture on it, why we focus so much on it.
Well, I think too, like you are the embodiment of this, and thus your team follows. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
if you like didn't care, if you didn't get a dopamine hit off of it, like,
Exactly.
you know, people are they're gonna be like you. They're gonna be like you. You're excited. They're excited.
Humans are monkey see, monkey do. It's like you have to be the perfect representation of what you want everybody to do. If you are like a chill, laid back founder, you know, that's the vibes you're gonna get. And that's completely fine. That's how different companies run. But like how we run is, you know, it's me. Like I'm doing full team trainings where literally it's just an hour of me just going absolute, just pumped up on caffeine and nicotine, just yelling at my team about, look at how fucking sick this, and that energy is very, it's so
palpable.
It's so you know, people pick up on that, and it just sets the standard. Yeah, and it's contagious. And so that's like been my biggest thing is that we see, like, and why we're able to do that is just because, you know, you as the founder, like you are the life, blood, and soul of the company. It's like, it sounds like very I don't know, whatever the word is, but like, it's true. It's true. Like everybody looks to you to set the standard, and you set what is acceptable and what isn't acceptable. And everybody rises to the standards of the CEO and the founder and what you accept and what you let slip. And so everybody just goes to that standard. So you need to constantly bring the energy and bring that every single day. Like I'm dealing with shit. Like this specific thing is going wrong. Like it doesn't matter. You got to show up to your calls. You got to bring energy because everybody else will go to your level. And so that's one thing as well that always got to bring it.
Colin, you know, as Max is talking here, you remind me, Max, of the stories that we keep hearing and we keep seeing for ourselves. The young bloods in D2C and Ecomm, the mini 20 somethings who are running laps around a lot of the OGs in our space. I mean, I feel like this is the embodiment here. Go ahead, Colin.
I was going to say, I would love for you to talk a little bit about a specific email that you have mastered, which is this $13.47 store credit email. I would love for you to talk about that because that is hyper specific and it's pretty wild.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
This is the greatest performing email of all time. It just goes back to copywriting. And I also, like, everything that I talk about, a lot of it is just taking lessons from others. It's very rare that I ever come up with a new idea myself. This was an email that I saw in a random account like 4 years ago when I was auditing, and I kept this for forever. But it is the best performing email of all time. So psychologically, like you give somebody 10% off. That means, okay, I have to place an order to get 10% off, whatever. But if you tell somebody in their account, you physically have, you know, what one step further of 10% off would be, hey, you have $10 of credit. So what does that mean? It means like I own $10 and this brand is taking it away from me. That plays into loss aversion. Humans don't want to lose things that they already own. That feels like somebody is taking a $10 bill out of your wallet rather than 10% off. It's like, I have to place I have to place an order to claim 10% off. Somebody's like, hey, you have $10 store credit. We're taking it out of your account tonight. It's like, they're taking a $10 bill out of my wallet. And so that's why it works so well. And then the specificity where it seems like there's some loyalty program or specific sort of thing that gave me this credit where it's $16.72. And it's like, it looks like, and so the way that we like to do this is, you know, you say like account credit, you put the profile property of the person's email. It's like, hey, accrued credit. Hey, you have account balance and it expires tonight at 11:59 p.m. Tuesday, August 5th at 11:59 p.m. Accrued credit, $14.72, account email, maxwellcopy.net. And then you just make it look superficial like that. It's just a discount code set up in Shopify. Just make it $17.62 or whatever. The psychology completely shifts, and it's the greatest performing email every single time coming to a brand. It is the best performing email. I get people to send it to me. I started posting it on socials, and now accounts that I audit, whenever I go through, it's the best performing email of all time. And a lot of people just stop there. And so I highly recommend anybody listen to this, send that email, just template, just literally everything that I said, send it as a campaign. A lot of people just stop there. Bro, rip that shit. That's one thing I've learned in marketing as well, is like when something works, bro, hammer the shit out of it. And so you got something like that. Send that 3 times back to back to back. Why not? Hit it with different segments. Put it at the end of your welcome flow. So about 80% of purchases in the welcome flow, in the email welcome flow, happen within the first 10 days. No, it's like 90%. 90% happen within the first 7 days, and 90% of that is day one. And so usually if somebody doesn't buy on your email list for the first 21 days, they never buy. So day 21, send that store credit. This person's never going to buy from us anyways. Let's hit them with our best offer. When somebody passes that window on win back, somebody bought from you months ago and they haven't bought since, and it's like, they're not going to come back. Let's hit them with our best offer, the store credit email. And then redo that as a send. Once a quarter, do a big push, or once a month. If you're behind on your forecasts for the month and you're like, fuck, we need cash, send that to your list. You're going to make ridiculous amounts of money. The psychology just works so well. And it's the biggest tip I can give anybody.
Bro,
let's go. Dropping bars again.
Max, where did you come from, brother?
I feel like my laptop is on fire from the heat he's dropping.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. On this vein, talk to me about pop-ups. Probably throw it out there, get 10% off, like everybody does. Talk to me about pop-ups. Like, where's the sauce there? Of course, we all know that the spin wheels that everybody hates them, but they work. But there's got to be like other ways that people are gamifying this experience now.
For sure.
That works in 2026 and beyond more winsomely. What are you seeing on pop-ups, Max?
Yeah, for sure. So pop-ups are a massive lever. One of the reasons why pop-ups actually work and they don't hurt conversion rates. A bad pop-up will hurt your website conversion rates. So make sure you don't have a bad pop-up. Make sure you have a good pop-up. And good pop-ups will actually help conversion rates. And it's pretty interesting. One of the things as well, we're talking about human psychology, is if you can get a pop-up form that converts 10 to 20% of your website traffic into email list subscribers, SMS subscribers, when usually your conversion rate is on your website is like 2%. You get what's really cool about human psychology is we have commitment bias. Once somebody starts doing something, they're much more likely to follow through with it. So say somebody's shopping for a mattress. They're going on Google and they're checking out different mattress brands. They go to 4 different websites. If one of those websites had a banger pop-up form and that person happened to opt into that website, what's the default bias in my brain? It's the one that I've already committed to. It's just like, that's the first one that comes to my mind. And so that's why pop-ups are really important with getting commitment bias. People are much more likely to follow through. The brain automatically defaults to the brand that you've already committed some sort of action to. So that's why they help. And so as far as like getting pop-ups to convert, our best performing pop-ups are the quiz-based pop-up forms where you ask a question, you engage with the customer first. You don't want to go, it's like asking a girl to marry you on the first date. Like, hey, give us your email. It's, you want to engage with the customer first. And this triggers, again, commitment bias. A good pop-up form will have 15% opt-in rate for email, but a good quiz question that asks the customer a question first will have 50% engagement rates. And so you get 50% of people to do that. And again, that triggers commitment bias. Use the wording of you've got $20 off, you've got $20 credit. Again, rather than $20 off, you say you've got credit. So apply that psychology again. You say you've got it. All you have to do is answer this question. People love to talk about themselves, and it's like a tailored experience. So you ask, like, what are you using magnesium for? And so what are you using magnesium for? 3-4 options. Don't go too much where it overwhelms the customer. Customer answers it. And then it's like, amazing, you got it. To activate your discount, now give us your email. and so then it triggers the commitment bias. We get zero-party data. Customer likes to talk about themselves, and then we can segment that data within. And so that's the best performing pop-up. Use the quiz. It gets engagement, gets commitment. And you can use that data to customize within your welcome flow. You can even use that to influence your ads. We did this recently for a brand that has a training device. And the question was, are you an athlete or are you a coach? And we found out that coaches had 50% higher conversion rate and like a 50% higher LTV just by gathering that data on the front end and then pulling some cohort tests, tell the brand, and it's like, holy shit, all their ad spend now is going towards coaches and they're ripping right now.
Coaches,
so you're
baby.
also able to get that.
Wow,
bro, you are a dropper of sauce.
Dropper of sauce.
I'm a little flabbergasted, to be honest. I don't know what
we barely even scratched the surface. I could go autistic all day.
Let's go. Let's keep going. Max, I'd love to talk about one of your thesis that you have, which is people don't buy from corporations. Yeah. You're talking about something very specific is the meta right now. Could you talk a little bit more about this?
Yeah, founder-led and personal-led brands just really are absolutely ripping right now, and there are ways that you can implement this. Because back in the day, early days of e-com, people did not want to buy from mom and pop. They did not want to buy from small brands because if your order was going to get shipped. Protection wasn't there, and so it was like, let me go to the big corporations. Let me buy from these bigger sort of brands that are trusted because I know I'm going to get my order. But things have shifted, like post-COVID, for example, where Ecomm has gone you can trust it now. When you order something, you can trust that you're going to get your, obviously there are some bad players, but you can probably trust that you can have generally good trust. And so then it's like, okay, now I can buy from either small brands or big brands. And then post COVID just created this boom that I saw in brands with buying and supporting small businesses. The whole thing with COVID was support small businesses, support small businesses. And so it just created this sort of vibe where people then did that more. And then it's like, would you rather buy from a big corporate company where it's just going to some dude in a suit's pockets, or would you rather buy from the sort of like small, really great story of this person who had a health issue and they built this product themselves and that sort of thing? Like, would you rather buy from that story and support that person who has their blood, sweat, and tears into this product, or the big corporation? And so if you can reflect that into your marketing, it really goes a long ways. And so we see just like our brands that have the best conversion rates, our brands that just perform the best, they have some sort of something like that in their messaging. And specifically, you can apply that to email. Is use your founder, use your character sort of text-based email. So rather than having your big graphic-based emails, we're leaning more and more and more into these plain text-based emails where if you open your Gmail and you get an email from a friend or a business somebody, it looks exactly like that. So format it like that. A lot of brands, they'll have a branded version. Fuck that. That shows the brand logo. No, make it literally look like it's coming from a friend. Have it sign off as a friend. Have it have a PS section. Have it be a friendly opener like "Heyo," rather than like "Hey, first name." Have it be
Heyo.
Yeah, like friendly shit like that stands out so much more, and it gets way better engagement, and it signals to people that like there's a real brand behind this. Even if you are a big brand, just use characters. Take some random person on your fucking support team. So you have a girl named Shirley on support. Be like, hey, can we use you in our emails? Use you. It puts a face behind the name. Also, extra sauce. If you use female names, it converts better. If you can use females, and just those plain text-based emails crush. They cut through the noise of all the graphics. They stand out and they make you seem personal. So we always, in our welcome flow, we like to have at least one personal text-based email. Even if it doesn't perform crazy, it sets the impression of this is a brand who, it's personal. There are people behind this. And so that's why I always like to do that. Those are our best performing emails typically. So typically most brands, we have 75% graphic based, 25% those plain text based. Those plain text based work really well as a pattern interrupt. That's why they work so well. They really pack a punch. For some brands, we go 50-50, even if it's really performing well. We have some brands where it's even 75%, where it's like a lot more direct response brands, then you'll do that compared to like 25% graphic based. Also depends on industry. If you're health supplements, you can lean a lot more on text based. Fashion, I would only go 75% graphic, 25% text based. Why people buy in fashion is they got to see the products. But like the pattern interrupt text based for last chance sale, that absolutely crushes. But typically we're going more and more text based over time. And so that works really, really well. Have it come from a real person. Personify put a people behind your brand and tell the story because people want to support those companies.
Max, when you talk, I'm like I'm just taking it all in here. As you've been talking, it's made me wonder, like, man, this guy's like got to have, a secret brand somewhere, some way, that's, it's got a 3,000% LTV or whatever it is, I also just wondering, like, man, somebody would love to come in and buy this agency. I know that they would. I know that they would. Somebody would love to buy this agency. But I also started wondering, it's like, the more I thought about it, I was like, Max just seems like the kind of guy, like he needs the grind. He loves the grind. Like, keep me occupied, like keep me maxed out to the wall, because that's where I operate best. Bro, what do you see like in your future, man? Because you obviously you could keep growing, scaling well, copy like to infinity. One would imagine. That's what I imagine. Well, man, what do you want to do here in the future? What do you see like happening over the next few years for Max?
That's a great question. Thank you for the kind words. I wish I could tell you. I don't fucking know. I'm just loving the game. I'm loving what I'm doing. I'm obsessed with this. I'm obsessed with working with brands. I want to just build the best retention agency in the world. That's always what we've done. We've had many opportunities to go into different services, do all sorts of different stuff. But it's like, let's just lock in on what we're good at and become the best there. And really, like, our first core value is be premier. If you look on our website, like, the word we use is premier. Like, we want to be the best of the best. We want to work with the best brands. So we now like have a very big portfolio of 8, 9-figure brands that we're working with now. We continue to work with bigger and better, which has been absolutely amazing. So I've just been locked in on that. I've no intentions on selling or anything. A lot of people have like what's your 3-year exit plan? Da, da, da. I'm like, bro, I love what I'm doing. Like, why would I even think about selling? It's like a lot of people, it's like if I sold, like, I'm just going to start a new thing, and I already like what I have. So I'm always going to be grinding. I think it's fun. And I'm in it for the love of the game. Like, I'm young, I'm 23. I want to continue to work with big brands, learn a ton, and just continue to lock in on what's already working. So I know I have a lot more to do. And so what's in the future for Well Copy, not selling, anytime soon, hasn't even crossed my mind. I wouldn't say I'm never going to sell, because when I'm 70, I'm probably not going to be writing emails. But probably in the future, like, what we're going to do. So email, SMS retention, like, our biggest thing is becoming true retention partners. We've just been email, SMS, but we now have a team of developers where we built our own retention analytics tool and everything. And it's just for our clients. It's fucking badass. It's sick. So that's our step with retention, and being true retention partners, and being involved on the finance side of things for our brands, and funnel analytics, LTV, contribution margin, and tracking all those different cohorts for our brands and informing the ads team. That's like that phase that we're in right now. And also the subscription side of things. So like a year ago, we didn't know we weren't doing much subscriptions, but now it's like subscription knowledge. Like, we're at the top of the industry with all the subscriptions. We work with some of the top brands that you see on Twitter. We're running all their stuff and running all their tests and whatnot. So it's like just continuing to execute there. If we were to do some other thing, it would probably move into what's similar to email, and what makes our emails convert better, which is probably more on website and conversion rates sort of stuff, would be like the next sort of thing for Well Copy. But I'm not concerned about that too much. I'm focused on being the best and the best on retention, and making sure that retention analytics and whatnot, I want to continue optimizing that, make sure that we're good there. We've got email and SMS mastered. Let's just make sure that we're locked in on retention and being true retention partners for our brands.
Let's go.
The one and only Max.
The one and only.
Hell yeah. I had a lot of fun. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Man, we appreciate you making the time to join us, brother. Where should people follow you, find you, talk with you? If they want to talk retention, getting rolling with you, give us the whole list.
For sure. Yeah. So my Instagram's the biggest, Well Copy Max, but then my Twitter is Maxwell Copy. So my Twitter is Maxwell Copy. Well Copy Max is my Instagram. That's the biggest. That's like where we get that's like where most of our brands come in, and they find me through my Instagram. Then also YouTube, Max Sturtevant, but hit me up on any one of those. Down to talk shop whenever. I nerd out over this stuff. As you can see.
We can tell, and we love it. Max, we appreciate you making the time to join us. We look forward to having you back, man.
Appreciate you, fellas. Let's get it. Thank you.